Hi, hi, hi. How are you?
I'm doing great. And before you get started, I wanted to pay tribute to one of our good friends who has passed away, what, a year ago?
About.
Yeah. So if you want to plug Fitra in the comments so people can look up his stuff.
Lift me up.
Um, but I would point out that this is one of two works that he did for us. And he delivered them to us as a surprise. Right after I arrived in Jakarta one time, and he unrolled them on the floor, and they were really good. He was real proud of them too. I
Yeah,
miss him a lot.
that's true. Okay,
Anyhow, now on to business.
before we start our podcast, so please subscribe and like, share this video so you all can support us to do more again and again. Okay, what we gonna talk about today?
Let's do a top five list.
5 plates, okay.
Everybody loves lists. Let's do a top five list. So, um, top five things that you discovered when coming to the U.S.
5 things that I discover when I'm coming to the US.
And let's don't go into the clearance rack of the clothes at Target and the price tag. Let's don't do that where there's a record.
Okay. One thing, the first one that hit me, probably the person in the US. They are warm person. I mean, they hug and they hug. They always hug.
They do, but you have to understand we're in the South and we're more touchy-feely in the South than some of the people. So, yes, you discovered that here, but it's kind of regional, I think.
I think that's because of the background of the culture. We Indonesian, we didn't hug a lot because the culture and religion things that we don't allow to do that. But like Americans always like, "Oh, I love that." I mean, I feel like family, I feel closer.
Well, that is kind of the point.
Yep. So in Indonesia you do this, right?
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They don't really hug.
bad stories I have about that too, but go ahead. So number one is warm people, especially the hugging. Okay.
Yeah, warm people, especially the hugging. And the second, probably food. You
Not
guys
just the
have the
food.
big
Yeah,
size.
not just the food, but the portions.
I mean, in here, the size when people eat in here is different, you know.
It's
Is
probably referred to as normal size, but go ahead.
so I remember when you come to Indonesia and we order like uh in the McDonald's or something, like the basket of the chicken. In Indonesia, we eat that chicken basket is like for the whole family, I buy one and for the whole family, and one day I bought that one, I put on the table and you eat all of that, and I said like, what? But I didn't know about all of the stuff. But after I visit US and I saw everything. When you order chicken, it will be 6 pieces, 8 pieces on the plate each. So I like, oh, that's what it is. Like, okay, you have the
Yeah.
have the big size for food.
Yeah, I remember we ate locally in my hometown and you got barbecue, and it had some type of potato with it. I don't know if it was fries or what have you. But then you got two sides. I mean, you had like turnip greens and fried
Yep.
okra, and I mean, it was. You're right. It was enough to feed, a family of six in Indonesia for sure.
Yeah, and when I eat in US, I always have something to take away, box, please. Oh, that's different too.
Okay.
Here, if we have food that we not eat all in the restaurant, we have something that we can take away. We just give the food to the waiters and like, hi, please. They will do it for us.
Right. Oh yeah.
And in
Yeah.
US, you only ask about
Yeah.
the box. That's really new for me. All right.
So
Okay.
warm people, hugs, food portions, and to go. Got it. Okay.
The number three.
Wait, let me do
Uh,
this. Tiga. Okay.
Tiga. Number tiga. Number three is, of course, the weather. That shocked me.
It's hot and humid with mosquitoes in Arkansas. What's the big deal?
Not the hot one, the cold one.
Oh, that's right. You did stay through the weather. We got football. We got New Year's Eve. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
and we even went up to St. Louis because you went to the Arch, and it was
that's really
way
cool.
colder there than here.
Yeah. I mean, the weather is really kill me, especially when they turned cold and raining and cold is combined is like and when I remember when we were shooting in the backyard
Uh-huh.
and you introduced me to something. I don't know, it's like what like the
Oh, the
pants
coveralls.
but
The
overall.
coveralls. Yeah, the insulated coveralls. Like yeah, it had
Oh,
the straps and had the bib and yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's really
You
helped me. Yeah, I love that.
I
I
wish
love
we
that.
should drop a still in of that because you looked really cute. You were even had my hat on.
Yeah, but this protect me from the wind, from the cold.
That's right. Yeah. And then the biggest thing was we talked about layering. We would have a moisture wicking undershirt that would be long sleeved even, and then you
Mhm.
put another, like
Yeah.
loosely woven like a wool type shirt, and then you put a shell over, and then if it's strong wind or rain, you put a windproof shell over that. And you can just take off, put on as you need to during the day.
Yeah, that's true. I never learned about that until then.
Okay.
Layer. I mean, I don't do layer here because here is hot every
You have
day.
two seasons there, warm summer and hot summer.
So yeah, I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right? So
I
I
do.
never know that one. So when I visit US and especially in the December, January, in that time start to get crazy cold. Yeah, I mean, I
Or
learned
when we
layer.
go, because when we shot for you a jacket, you were kind of, yeah. And you ended up with a jacket that was like head to toe, puffy bubble coat with a hood, gloves, everything. And then we go to the high school football game, and it's on this aluminum set of bleachers. It's raised up in the air. So even though you're covered on the top, if you don't have something around your rear end, you're sitting on
Yeah,
cold metal seats.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And the number four, here I'm in the tropical country. That's
Are you right
mean
on the equator? Really? I never knew that.
that's mean we have like the planting planting season all the time. Harvest
Planting and harvest year round. Yep.
all the time. But it's really different word between here and Carla in Arkansas.
Most definitely.
For the rice field, how the maintenance. Uh, you guys have like the flat land. It's like always flat.
Like a
And in
pool
here,
table.
we have like,
Yeah,
you know,
you farm on the areas that you can't have houses on, it seems like. You just put terraces on the side of the hill, because they're not fit to live on, and you make money on them, you farm on them.
Yeah, we do a lot of terrace, terracing like this. Yeah, we do a lot of that. And that's probably why I never saw like the big tractor or big what green card
And the
combine
combine,
everything.
yeah,
I never saw that big. I mean, we had that one, but the small one, not that big one.
right,
That's
right.
really surprised me.
Yeah, everything here is mechanical because in Indonesia, I don't know what size the average family farm is. I mean, it's going to be what, 1/4 of a hectare, maybe? I don't know, half an
Yeah,
acre.
it's not that big.
And here
People,
we're
yeah.
talking, a family of four needs to cover, 3,000 acres, which would be, 1,500-ish hectares, I think.
Yeah, we Indonesian need to come to US and learn about that. I don't know, but I mean, you guys
Baby, listen to
have a
me.
good one.
You took me to Palembang and there was not room for a Nissan Juke to go down the road if it met a car. How in the world are you going to meet a piece of equipment on the road? I mean,
Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
okay. I don't know why it is, but Indonesia has the dotted lines. We in America call them lanes, and if there's 3 lanes of traffic, there's 3 cars. In Indonesia, the 3 lanes of traffic width is for 5 cars and 3 rows of scooters. I really don't know what the lines are for.
so that's probably number four. Is that the number four?
That well, you already did number 4, so you're on 5.
So probably not 5, 6 because I have another one to explain.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Okay, the number five. I mean, when I'm driving, you have rules.
No, we have rules that are abided by. Indonesia has rules. Nobody cares.
I mean, oh
The
my
the
God.
light the light on the little like the power pole, the line with the hanging thing with a line on it, when it turns red, guess what? People stop. If they
That
don't,
was
they
pink.
die. We have laws that are abided by. You have suggestions that are not even noticed.
Listen, in here yeah, sometimes, no, a lot of the time, you saw, especially in the road, the traffic, everything. Yeah, we don't really follow the rules. We don't really follow the line. That's not right, I believe, but we did. You know what I mean? Okay, number six, that probably surprised me. You know what? When you call you call to people with a name directly.
Okay. Like
Okay.
first name, last name, Mr. Miss, what?
Like, okay, when you call Laura, you know, Laura is your
Cousin.
cousin. So
Uh-huh.
I will not just call Laura the name. I will like call like with something like the Miss or something, especially with the older than me.
Okay, well, cousins, regardless of age, are treated more like siblings, I think.
Okay.
So it's the first name only. Now, if it's the parent of the cousin, it's either, aunt so and so or uncle so and so, because we don't use aunt and uncle generically as opposed to Mr. If I see a neighbor down the road, I don't call him uncle. If I were to introduce him, depending on age, it would be, this is Mr. Bob, or, this is Bob.
Yeah.
So the gray area is when you grow up, you're calling these people Mister, and somewhere along the way you may drop the Mister depending on who they are. There are people who I would always call Mister, and now surnames are the rule here in the U.S. So I might have you know, this is my friend John. If it's someone who I would never drop the salutation, it can be, hey, this is Mr. John. But if it's someone who was probably the generation, you know, older than my parents, I probably use their surname. This is Mr. Weathersby. This is Mr. Hillman. You know, and a lot of times, unfortunately, I have, hey, this is Mr. Burnett. This is Miss Coley, because if you grow up as a child with them, you're going to be a lot more familiar with the lady who you saw more than the man who was farming or working or whatever. So it's really, in my mind, there's not a lot of hard borders and cut and dried rules on this.
We have like the older auntie, youngest auntie. Even for the sibling, we always older we call something, we have like the older old brother, old sister. We always have that kind of stuff. That's really, like Hisham, like Jasmine, Jazzy call Hisham. She cannot just call Hisham. She called Kaka, that means the older brother. Yeah, something
Okay.
like that. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
okay, now games. I will do again the word that I try to explain to you, and you need to.
comprehend,
Yeah.
understand. We're doing
Okay.
it already.
Boom, of course not yet. Boom.
Okay. People who lead you in the church.
People who what you in the church?
Lead.
Lit?
Lead.
Lead. People who lead
Lead.
you in the church. Okay. Are we talking the minister? We talking the lay speaker? We talking people who do committees?
Another. The big one. The big one.
God?
The number one. The number one.
Oh,
The
not
number
that
one in the
big.
church.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, he's the biggest one in the world, not in the church. We're in the church.
The preacher, the minister.
Yeah, another word. Another word.
Preacher, minister, pastor, father,
There you go,
priest,
pastor. Okay, good.
chaplain.
Okay.
It's like pulling teeth out of a chicken, isn't it?
Okay. Aside when you drive, it's not allow you to put your car, in the area. You
No
cannot
parking?
parking. Good. Okay. Okay. What else again? Oh, okay. About the food.
Food.
From the pork
Pork.
that fry.
Bacon.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
As opposed to beef bacon that is available in Indonesia.
Okay. So what else again? What else again? Okay. Uh this is a place.
Okay.
When the boat stop.
The dock, the pier,
No. The big boat stop.
the port,
Yeah, no. You
the
stop.
harbor.
Harbor. I can get it. Okay. One more again. Okay. Food that you eat uh with the glaze on it.
Donut, Krispy Kreme.
Great, great. So my English better.
Your English is fine. Sometimes I
So
just mess.
I can explain,
Yeah, but sometimes I just mess with you, right? Do your trick? What's the term? Or how does that go?
Helicopter. Okay. Really good
Good
to talk
job.
with you today.
Yeah, and remember, please post a link
Okay.
to his artwork so people can check him out.
I will put the Instagram. So probably we pray a little bit for him so he can be peace in his world right now. I mean, okay. Bye bye.
Bye, baby.
Talk for the next episode.